This is Straight Talk with Enlivening Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
Well, welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and my today's guest, sidekick, host, is Bishop Aaron B. Lackett Sr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be with you, man. Thanks for this opportunity.
I'm so glad to have you today to be with us. And let Shanan tell his weather report and his traffic report someplace else. Now, we're giving Shanan a week off.
Yeah.
We're giving him a week off. He's dealing
With
with
pay?
a lot.
Giving him a week off with pay?
We're giving him a
week off. Okay. I was just going to see if I could pick up that salary if he went in, you know. Yeah,
No,
y'all making the big bucks over here.
No,
Straight talk.
Can't do that, bitch. Can't do that. You know, what we're going to do, we're going to thank you so much for joining us, actually, today to be with us. I want to just talk to you just for a minute, because the other day we were talking to Aaron Johnson, who was on it last
that
week.
was a great show, too.
Right.
It was just a phenomenal show.
And Aaron shared with us about, you know, they drawing the lines that there will be people don't know would be in power for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
And how they're pitting people against one another, like they did Bill and Emma.
Yeah.
It's amazing, this politics.
It really, really is. And, you know, right now you got one side in charge, but, you know, it's just something that's got to be done about it, just in the totality of it, because both sides do it. The gerrymandering and the, you know,
they all do it.
They just all do it, and at some point we just need to let people be free, let people be represented. Let's stop using people as pawns, in my opinion, and just, you know, let's just be fair.
Well, you know, it's not about the people.
It's no longer.
It's about the party. It's
Yeah.
not what's right. It's best for the party.
Absolutely.
And not for the people. So, you know, and when I say to people is, I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I vote. I'm going to vote, but I vote for people who vote for the issues that I'm concerned about.
Yes.
And I'm concerned about the people, like you are.
Yes,
And at your church, you're doing vaccinations, and you're doing the Christmas drive, and you're doing, you know, things that's benefiting people.
Absolutely.
You want to talk a little bit about your Christmas drive and your the COVID testing? And
yes, we're going to be starting COVID testing. Hopefully it's going to be starting on December the 1st. We are finalizing that paperwork this week, and we're going to be allowing a group to come. They're setting up a mobile unit right there in the parking lot of Temple of Prayer Family Worship Cathedral in Fairburn, Georgia, and they're going to be set up for about 90 days, and that's just going to be a phenomenal blessing to the city and to the South Fulton region, where you can just come every day, Monday through Friday, and get free testing, and so we're just glad to be able to provide that type of resource for our community.
That's good.
And then also we're going to be doing our 6th annual Christmas giveaway. And Bishop Fann, thank you so much, and your church, and also the South Fulton Ministerial Alliance, and all of these different entities that have become consistent corporate sponsors for our event. The event will take place on Saturday and Sunday, December the 11th and the 12th at Temple of Prayer Church. Because of COVID, we are not opening the facility to the public. You know how you've been down there some of those years before. We would just have a madhouse, but because of COVID, you must call and pre-register. You can call the church if you need help, if you need some help with toys and different things for your children. You can call us 770-969-5126. Once again, that is 770-969-5126. Leave your name, your telephone number, and we'll make sure that someone from that committee contacts you. And then there may be someone out there watching. You would like to donate a bicycle, donate some toys, or even make a financial contribution for the drive. Bishop Fann, I tell you, that thing has grown beyond my initial imagination. And every year we're giving away over $100,000 worth of food, clothes, toys, bicycles, blankets. It has just become a phenomenal event, a major event right there in the South Fulton region to help the people in our community. And once again, I want to thank this man for being one of our key supporters to make sure that we can take care of the least, the less, the lost, and the left out.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. You know what we're going to do now? You know Cynthia Waters?
I do.
All right. Well, Cynthia's going to come
Hey,
now.
Cynthia.
She's going to come with Miss C and her 3-minute news blast. Cynthia Waters, Miss C.
Hi, Miss C here with your 3 minutes or more news blast. First, I want to tell you about coming up on November 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. There's going to be a drive-through celebration honoring Pastor Melvin L. Whitlock Sr.'s 27th pastoral anniversary at Living Water Christian Church, 2315 Whites Mill Road in Decatur. That's November 21st, 1 to 4 p.m., Pastor Melvin L. Whitlock's 27th pastoral anniversary. All right, 10,000 Fearless and People United for Change wants you to participate in their 3rd annual Winter National Coat Drive coming up December 4th from 11 to 2 at 801 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard in Southwest Atlanta. An additional drop-off location is at the Masjid at 1127 Hank Aaron Drive in Southwest Atlanta. They need your donations of coats, jackets, socks, gloves, earmuffs, etc., warm things. Okay? And you can call them at 404-963-1078. That's 404-963-1078 for additional information. Also, if you'd like to make a cash donation, you can use the Cash App, and you can send it to $10K Fearless 2. I hope you got that, okay? Their Cash App is $10K Fearless 2, okay? Now, this is being sponsored by the Sankofa United Church of Christ, Iconium Baptist Church, Masjid Al-Mu'minum, and Liberty International Church, of which Greg Fann, the preacher man, is pastor. All right, Temple of Prayer Family Worship Center Cathedral, in conjunction with Aaron B. Lackey Ministries, invites you to a contactless drive-through Christmas giveaway, December the 11th from 10 to 2 and December 12th from 1 to 4. Now, there are 3 ways to register, and registration is required. You can go to www.aaronlackey.org. You can send an email to admin@templeofprayerchurch.org, or call them at 404-500-7234 or 770-742-8913. That's 404-500-7234 or 770-742-8913. Temple of Prayer Family Worship Cathedral is located at 161 Sonoria Road in Fairburn, Georgia. Now, if you have any news that you'd like to have aired here on Straight Talk, I'd be glad to do so. Just give me a call at 678-462-7392, and I'll be happy to take your information and let everybody know about your event. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We really need you to subscribe to our channel. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. It just shows that you like us, okay? And I'm going to see you next time, right here on Straight Talk with Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan Jones.
Well, welcome today to Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man. And my co-host today is Bishop Aaron B. Lackey Sr.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And we got today the mayor of the great city of Fairburn, Georgia, Elizabeth Carr Hirsch. And you know, the late Reverend Love called Fairburn the Epic Center.
He did.
Absolutely.
He did.
Absolutely.
And we call Fairburn the capital city of South Fulton.
Awesome. Yes.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you today, Mayor. You know, you've done a great job in Fairburn. Want to just talk about you, your work, what you've been doing. I met you some years ago when you were running for city council, and then you were elected, and then later became the mayor. And we've done a lot of things together. We've gone to Selma together. Excuse me, we stopped at your home church
Yes.
because that's where Mrs.
Viola Luiso.
Her grave is. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
You want to talk about it? Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
Okay. Well, as you said, I ran for office. My first time running for office was 2007. I ran for the office of council, was elected, and ran again. And so I actually ran for council 3 times.
Okay.
So I spent 10 years on city council. And in 2017, I ran for mayor, and I ran unopposed. And so this is my first year as the mayor of the great city of Fairburn. And so this gives me 14 years of service to the city of Fairburn.
You know, can we talk a little bit about your background, you know, being from Alabama?
Montgomery.
You're right.
Montgomery, Alabama. I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. As a young girl, my dad was one of these men who just believe in equality. And so when the Selma to Montgomery March came about, Dad would take us out to the sites every day, because it took some days to get from Selma to Montgomery. Absolutely. They didn't do it in one day. No. So Dad would take us out to the sites where they would camp at night, and then we would walk so far with the marches during the day. One night they camped at my home church, which is Rice Chapel AME Zion Church. And there's a monument at my church about 100 yards down from the church where Miss Viola Luiso was killed by some folks that night. She was in the car with 2 other folks, Freedom Riders. And so there's a monument at my church. Went to Carver High School, went to Alabama State, just grew up there. My 3 children was born and raised there. They graduated from the same high school I graduated from. And in 1971, I took the bold step to come to Atlanta, and I have never regretted it since.
Wow.
Well, you know, your life story is a story of service and commitment, because your father instilled it in you.
Yes. Yeah. You know, Dad was a blue collar worker. He worked for one of the steel companies in Montgomery, and he was a part of a big union there. He helped organize the union. And so I'm a daughter. My parents had 9 children, 5 boys and 4 girls. And we're still very close. My father's deceased now, but my mother, 90 years old, wow, is still fighting the fight.
What a blessing.
And that's a blessing. And so I come from a very spiritual family, very close-knit family. And that's the way I try to live my life. And I try to work as the mayor of the great city of Fairburn to be fair and to be inclusive, because my family is very inclusive. And so that has grown up in me.
Can I ask something? Where do you think you got your work ethic from? I watch you, and I've watched you down through the years, and you are simply one of the hardest working public servants I've ever seen. Where did you get that work ethic?
I got it from my parents. My dad worked hard. My mother worked hard. My mother was a maid, and my mom would go to work in the day cleaning houses, and she would come back and still take care of the family. Wow. So my work ethics actually came from my parents. And throughout the years, when I first came to Atlanta and I worked for the City of Atlanta Attorney's Office, I went to work for IBM. And you know, IBM during that time, back in the 70s and 80s, you had to really know your stuff to work for IBM. We wore straight lace blue suits and blue shirts, and the ladies had to wear stockings to work every day. So I was ingrained into working in organizations that we could look our best and also perform our best. And so that's what I try to do in the city of Fairburn, is to make sure that our employees are fit for the job. They portray who they are. They give good customer service. And in order for me to run the city and people to be proud of the city, and for employees to be proud of what they do, they have to have a good work ethics.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, let me go on in terms of the city. When you became mayor of this great capital city of South
Yes, yes, of South Fulton. Yes.
Yes. See, you guys know she had a sense of humor, but she's
Yeah.
Bill, can you imagine what Bill Edwards is saying right now?
That's okay. The other 7 city knows that we claim to be the capital city of South Fulton.
Well, when you became the mayor of the capital city of South Fulton, what was the city like then? I know you had served as a city council person, but when you became the mayor and took the role of the mayor, where was Fairburn in terms of moving toward becoming the capital city of South Fulton? And how have you helped that to come into fruition?
Well, you know, spending 10 years on the city council, I saw a lot of things that Fairburn could do and how we could move forward. My slogan, my personal slogan, is moving forward and beyond together, because I just believe that you have to do it together. No one person can do it. So when I came into the city as the mayor in 2018, I was looking around the first month or so, and I was like, what can I do? What can I do to make this city a more vibrant city, a walkable city? And so I would walk downtown Fairburn, in the downtown area, and I visioned restaurants. We needed restaurants downtown. So now we have 2 sit-down restaurants downtown, in our passenger depot and in our train depot. We've had other restaurants to come downtown Fairburn. And right now we're completing a $5.7 million streetscape. I was looking this morning when I was coming in, and they've done the repaving, and we're getting ready to hang the lights and we put the plants in. I just saw things that Fairburn needed. Infrastructure was horrible. And so with the American Rescue Plan and the CARES funding, we're able to do a lot of the infrastructure here in the city. A lot of folks were complaining about their utility bills. They were so high. And a lot of that was because of the system that we had in place. And a lot of it was simply because of the houses. A lot of the houses need to be weatherwise. People needed to understand how to conserve energy. And so we just finished a migration of our utilities. We are MEAG City, which means that we generate our own electricity. We get our water from the city of Atlanta. And I am so proud.
Well, can you stop on that point?
Yes.
Just stop on that point, Ray. Because that's going to be a very interesting thing you about to say about the war.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll be back after this Black History Fact with Brother James Broom. Greg Fann, the preacher man, right here on Straight Talk with Black History Facts with Brother James Broom.
This is Georgia's own Horace T. Ward. Horace Telefarrell Ward was born July 29, 1927 in LaGrange, Georgia. After completing high school, Horace Ward went on to graduate from Morehouse College in 1949 and later received his M.A. degree from Atlanta University in 1950. In the early 1950s, Horace Ward became the first African American to challenge the racially discriminatory practices at the University of Georgia. Now, being legally represented by A.T. Walden and Donald Hollowell, Horace Ward filed a lawsuit against the state of Georgia over legal school segregation after the University of Georgia officials denied him admission because of his race. After serving 2 years in the United States Army and attaining the rank of corporal, Horace Ward continued to further his matriculation at the Northwestern University School of Law, where he received his Juris Doctor or JD degree in 1959. Horace Ward returned to Atlanta and became involved in private practice in 1960. From 1969 to 1970, he was deputy city attorney and was an assistant county attorney of Fulton County from 1970 to 1974. Horace T. Ward served in the Georgia State Senate for 9 years and was a Fulton County Civil Court judge from 1974 to 1977 and a State Superior Court judge from 1977 to 1979. On December 1st, 1979, then-President Jimmy Carter nominated Horace T. Ward to become the first African American to serve as a United States District Judge for the Northern District of Georgia. He was confirmed by the United States Senate on December 5th, 1979, and was sworn in and received his commission on December 6th. Horace Ward assumed his senior judge status December 31st, 1993, and on April 23rd, 2016, Horace T. Ward died at the age of 88. That's Horace T. Ward. They forget all about him, but we won't.
It's been Black History Facts with Brother James Broom right here on Straight Talk. Join us each and every Friday from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. And do share these Black History Facts with your family and friend, and do tune in to Straight Talk. Won't you? It ain't nothing but Straight Talk. All right, we're back with Mayor Hurst. And man, you were about to talk about the water, the situation with the water.
What you call it, Bishop?
The water. Waiting in the water.
That reminds me of the old spiritual songs that we used to sing as we would picket in downtown Montgomery when somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do.
I heard that.
I miss those old days. But let's talk about the water situation here in the city of Fairburn. Back in 2000, the city of Palmetto, the city of Fairburn, and the city of Union City organized what's called a water authority. Mm-hmm. And so for 20 years, this water authority has been basically non-existent. The last 4 years, We have gone in, we've filed the paperwork, we have gotten a permit to draw from the Chattahoochee River and to have our own water system. And that's a big thing for us.
That's major.
That's major because
major.
everybody needs to have their own. And we don't want to depend on the city of Atlanta for our water. A year or so ago, the city of Fairburn was shut down for about 4 days because of a major pipe that belonged to the city of Atlanta that burst in our city, and they took their time fixing it. So we were out purchasing water, just trying to get by. So we had to do something. So now we have a permit. We've gotten an engineering firm in place, and we're getting ready to start looking at the infrastructure, how we're going to run these pipes from the Chattahoochee to our 3 cities. And we had a meeting last night. The Water Authority met last night, and I am so proud to say that I am the chair of that Water Authority. And we are getting ready to try to get a GFA loan to help us, a $25 million GFA loan to help us, so it's not on the backs of our people. Now, there's one thing that I have, myself and the other 2 mayors, Mayor Williams in Union City and Mayor Brody in Palmetto, we are together on this. With this new authority coming in where we're going to be bringing in our own water, we are not going to make the folks in Fairburn, Union City, and Palmetto pay more than what they're paying right now, even if we're going to lose money the first 5 years. They're going to pay the same thing.
That's great.
And so that's a big accomplishment here in the city of Fairburn, and I am so glad to be a part of it. And I'm
going to stop you because I know about that, the Water Authority.
Yes.
Right? And I know that it's been 20 years, and your predecessors couldn't do anything to move the Water Authority ahead because Atlanta monopolized the water.
Yes.
Every place to the East Point.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because East Point has its own water.
Right.
So we pull from Sweetwater Creek, but you guys gonna draw from Chattahoochee.
Right.
The issue here is that you, under your leadership, along with the other mayors, have now moved something that's gonna benefit the citizens of Fairburn and Palmetto and Union City. But you, Mayor Elizabeth Carr Hurst,
she's the chairperson.
I'm the chairperson. Yes.
Has moved and kicked that can way down the road.
Yes, we have.
So people gonna see things happening now.
But and that's another reason is because I'm a full-time mayor. I'm not a part-time mayor. And I want to be clear with everyone that's listening to the podcast. I'm a full-time mayor. I work in the city of Fairburn 7 days a week, not 5, but 7 days a week. I give the city anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day or more. I go to bed with the city on my mind. I wake up with the city on my mind. My staff tells me all the time, Mayor, you sent me an email at 3 o'clock this morning. I said, because I got up and I thought about something, and so I shot you an email. That's who I am. I don't think that the city needs a mayor that comes in the morning for an hour and go to a regular job. That's not who I am. The citizen hired me to be the mayor. They did not hire a city administrator. And I just refuse to put the city's business totally in the hands of a city administrator when my name is on the ballot box. It's not a city administrator, it's my name. So when something goes wrong, people are going to hold me accountable. And that's who I want to be held accountable. And so I just believe in doing the work, and that's my ethics. When it comes to work, is doing the work, and I'm going to continue to do the work in the city of Fairburn.
I think the big ticket order, a big ticket item that you have accomplished, if nothing else, in your 4-year term, is to get this water authority
Absolutely.
up and running.
Yes.
Because it's been on the table too long, 20 years.
20
Because
years.
you guys have invested money, tons of money in this water authority and had nothing, I want to say it, nothing had happened.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes. And let me just tell you, every month, the city of Fairburn, we write a check for over $100,000 to this water authority. Over 100. We pay about $1.3 million a year to an authority that has done nothing for 20 years. That's a lot of money.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. And so, you know, we were having contractors talking. We were having attorneys meeting. We're having all these people that was making money and just dragging this along. And I'm sure there was a water war. You know, we're going to have to talk about there was a water war between Georgia, Alabama, Florida.
Yeah.
There was a water war. And after this war ended and the federal judge ruled that we could draw from the Chattahoochee, we're there. But there were so many other intricate parts that could have been done while we were waiting on this permit that was not done. So you have people in place that was looking at this water authority as a source of income. And let's be clear, it was a source of income. And so when I became mayor in 2018 and as becoming mayor, I could sit on the water authority. I was like, this is not going to happen. You know, these people in the city of Fairburn spend their hard-earned money into this authority, and we're going to get something done. And so we have. And so we're moving. We're right now looking for where we're going to put those reservoirs. And so that's a big issue right now because nobody wants to see those tall tanks in their neighborhood. But they have to have the right elevation. And so I'm going to make sure that they're camouflaged in a way that is not in any hindrance or eyesore to our citizens.
Well, you know, man, if you ain't done nothing else, you done more than any other rest.
I mean, absolutely. And once you control your own water,
Yes.
you really control your own destiny.
You do.
Yeah,
You really do.
You just got so many options now.
You do. And as we talk about water, I want to mention this and just let everybody know that the federal government has a program out now called LWAP. And it's for folks who are behind in their water bills or they just can't pay their water bills. It's a federal program that we're getting ready to put up on the website, Fairburn's website, fairburnn.com, on today, where you can actually apply for funding. And because we buy our water from the city of Atlanta, you would apply for funding through Community Action, and they would actually send the checks to us, and your water bill is paid for. And so we're really happy with that. That's another program similar to LIHEAP. That's a heating program where you go through Community Action and pay for your heating during the winter. So we're really excited about that because with COVID out here, people need their water. And, you know, you can't, COVID is hard enough to control. And if you can't wash your hands and do the other things that you need to do with COVID, we're going to continue to have this virus around us.
And let me ask you this, because with the federal funds being available, why is it that some cities are tapping into these funds and others are not? Is it discrimination from the government, or is it relationships that have been formed with the civic leaders, with these people who
a lot of that it goes back to who is running that city. You know, you got some mayors out here, you got some council members out here who they're there just for a title.
Absolutely.
They're there for power. They're there for privilege. and they are not concerned about the citizens. So what I do every day is I try to see what's out there that can benefit our folks. And you just have a lot of cities, you have council members who don't do anything until it's time for council day, and then they have all these grand ideas because everybody's listening to them. But during the other time, they don't come to City Hall, they don't call, they don't do anything, but until they get an audience. And so I don't work like that. I don't care if there's no one around me, as long as I'm doing the work. And so the people of Fairburn deserves to have every avenue of funding, because let me tell you, the municipal level is where people need to look. Amen. That's the level, because that actually affects you. When we're looking at CNN every day, talking about what's going on up in Washington, D.C., we have to look at how that's going to trickle down to us. Because, you getting your yard cut, you complaining that you don't have a place to go to if you cut your finger and you got to go 20 miles. That didn't happen here in the city of Fairburn. I negotiated with Piedmont Urgent Care over 3 years to get Piedmont in our city. So now when someone is sick, they don't have to go to Fayetteville. They can go to Highway 74 and go to Piedmont Urgent Care.
Man, there's a lot you've done, a lot you're doing, and we appreciate you and your work. But I do want to kind of wrap this up, but I want to say to those who are viewing today, when you hire somebody to do part-time work, you're going to get part-time results. When you hire somebody to do full-time work, you're going to get full-time work if the person is conscientious about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I've served, and I understand that it is not a part-time job. An elected official's job is not part-time, because there are so many moving parts as it relates to government, as the mayor just said. And you have to have people who are conscious enough and willing enough to put in the work to benefit the citizens. Not somebody that you call and complain about your garbage not picked up and they can call and say, go pick up the garbage. Yeah. But you need someone to know about these programs, this money that's out there, that's your money, your tax dollar, that you deserve, that you're not getting. Well, Mayor Hirsch is doing it. She's been doing it. And we certainly hope that those of you who live in Fathom will understand she's working for you. Mayor, is there anything you want to say as you close out?
Well, yes. I like to tell everybody there's a runoff. And I need everybody to go out, and I need them to go back to the polls. Early voting is November 17th to the 24th at New Beginnings. And voting day is November the 30th. And I need you to go out, and I need you to vote, and I need you to vote for Elizabeth Carr Hurst in this runoff, so that I can continue the work that I have done for the last 4 years.
And listen, wait in the while. Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and my special guest host today,
Bishop Aaron Lackey.
Is it Aaron E. Lackey?
Aaron B. Lackey. You caught me off guard. I thought you were going to just say it. Bishop won't let me say too much. He makes it clear. It's a straight talk with Greg Fann, the Preacher Man. And so I wasn't expecting to say anything.
Boy, I tell you, this Bishop here is something else. He's something else, y'all. He's something else. But listen, we thank you so much, and thank Mayor Elizabeth Carr Hurst for being our guest today. And don't forget about voting, because we do have runoffs in the city of Fair. We have runoffs in the city of South Fulton. Oh, and our South Fulton cities, those are the runoffs. And you do have a runoff in the city of Atlanta for mayor and city council. So go to the polls, do vote. Vote for the candidate of your choice, but do vote and join us again next week. Who knows? We may have another guest host, and it may even be Bishop Lackey. I don't know. And let's get those toys in, and let's go down and get those vaccinations and get tested for COVID. This thing ain't over yet. It ain't over. It ain't over. So let's stay vigilant and let's do what we need to do, protect ourselves and our family. Again, thank you, Bishop, for joining me.
Thank you, man. Bless you, man.
I bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Maybe one day you'll let me come back to the temple.
Well, we plan to as soon as this COVID. We in there one time a week ourselves.
God is good. Hey, listen, and our prayers and our sympathy certainly go out to none other than Melvin and Lydia Glaze.
Absolutely.
They lost their son who has been funeralized, and we're going to be a part of that service, and we ask that you continue to pray for them. A beautiful family, beautiful people, a great part of the city of Fairburn, Georgia, and the South Fulton community. Until next week, you stay tuned to none other than Straight Talk with George the Great Fann, the Preacher Man, and my guest, my co-host, Shanan E. Jones. Hopefully he'll be back from wherever he is out there with the news, chasing storms of something. He's doing something. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel and be a regular follower of Straight Talk. Until next week, God bless you. It ain't been nothing but Straight Talk.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922@comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.